Brad DiFiore. I'm managing director of Ailevon Pacific Aviation Consulting. We are a small boutique consulting firm focused on air service development, which is basically we are the middleman between airports and airlines in determining new routes and additional capacity and that sort of thing. We make the business case for airports, for airlines to give them more service. We decided that we needed to find a alternative source, basically outsource the work to somebody who we could trust, somebody who had policies and procedures in place to ensure that we weren't going to be, we weren't going to be swindled. And so we did some research. We did quite a bit of research and interviewed some firms, and accounting department really seemed to be the best option for us. I don't think there were a lot of other options, that kind of fit everything that we needed at the time. And so, we didn't have to go through and, spend months trying to find, three firms to interview. It was pretty quick, really. And it really seemed like accounting department really seemed to have all of the things that we needed. And so the complexity was an issue. We were at that time, we probably had 6 employees or so. I mean, it wasn't that big, but very few of them were in the same state. Our clients are all over the world. We do have a part of our company that's Australian. We don't the books are handled separately, but they do need to integrate for tax purposes and that sort of thing with our tax accountants. So there's a lot of complexity for a very small business. Now we have 14 people still all over the world, still in multiple different states, and even more complex. And I don't know how we would ever handle it on our own. I remember that it was nice to have organization and structure, and that really realized that we didn't have it prior to that because of what happened to us prior to bringing accounting department on board. We were a little traumatized. And so we were really prepared and looking forward to having some structure. And so I think if I recall, we were just a little bit like we liked the implementation team, and we were a little bit worried about having to change over to the actual team we were going to work with. That was soon not a concern at all. But we didn't really have any challenge with the implementation team other than kind of having to answer all the questions and everything. But we were ready to do that, to be honest with you. I think we consider Jennifer to be part of our team. She knows where everything is. She knows the procedures and the policies. She's created a lot of them, or she's brought them in from your standard policies, and really, really helped us. Now she's particularly helped us navigate some of our idiosyncrasies. We can have standard policies for our employees, but we have 2 managing directors, and we're very different people. And what we have time for versus what maybe some other people in our team have time for is different. And she's done a great job of helping customize procedures that accommodate the team and us. She's made our lives much easier by not putting us through the same processes that the rest of the team has to go through. So basically almost like a executive assistant in terms of expense reports and things like that. She handles a lot more of it for us than she does for the rest of the team. And it's great because it's still kind of within the scope of what you guys do for us. But what she's done is made it work for her, because if we had to follow the same processes that the team did, things would not get done. And so she's ensuring that things are getting done and done in a timely manner. And then the other thing is because she has institutional knowledge at this point, when things come up and when we have questions about what did we do back then or whatever, she knows the answer, or she can get us the answer. And she's so responsive. Like I can text her anytime if I need to. I don't text her very often, but sometimes it's an emergency. but emails, even though I know she's not always working on us, she's responding so quickly. She's part of the family. We actually probably thought we were overdoing it by bringing you guys on. It might have been a little bit you might have been too robust for what we actually needed for 6 people. But what it provided was a platform. What you guys have provided for us is sort of um, a confidence that everything is accurate, everything is real, that we don't, that, we know where we stand. And that has led us to, be able to grow, and have confidence that we're doing it smartly. So it's been the other options that we had available then, I don't imagine would have had necessarily that same impact over time.